Coming to the next topic, feminism, key terms and key debates in feminism. So, when you look at the history of feminism and the feminist studies, the very first term that you find is patriarchy. According to feminist thinkers and writers, patriarchy means the rule of the father. And they are of the opinion that throughout the history, rule of the father led to male dominated societies in which women were excluded from all the spheres of life. In this regard, very famous book is written by Gerda Lerner, and the name of her book is The Creation of Patriarchy. And in this book, she looks at how patriarchy was created and then it was normalized because the coming generations considered it normal and usual. And patriarchal setup, instead of considering women equal to men, considered them inferior and they violated their rights. As a result, society was divided into two parts, the ruler and the ruled. Males became the rulers and the women were ruled by men. So she says that patriarchy emerged as a phenomenon to have power over women. So this power was used by men in every aspect of life. So she is of the opinion that women can only become equal to men, or they have presentation, or they will be able to have representation in every aspect of life. It is only possible that patriarchy is not there. We need to end this patriarchy, and she has written another book, Creation of Female Consciousness. In this book, she writes that how we can end this patriarchal culture, it is through the creation of the female consciousness. And what is female consciousness? When women will become aware of all the tools that are in the control of man, that are used by man in order to achieve their vested interest, in order to make women other, in order to make women inferior, in order to make women a symbol of weaknesses. And as Shakespeare says, frailty thy name is woman. So throughout the history, you will find that frailty, weakness is associated with woman, and women are kept out of all the fields of life. So they say that how women will be able to end this patriarchy, it is only through the creation of the female consciousness. When women will become aware of the fact that they possess qualities, they possess characteristics, they have mind that can speak, that can write, and that can represent itself, that can speak for itself. If you look at the history, you will find that throughout the history, women did not represent themselves, rather they were represented. They could not represent themselves, rather, they were represented. And who was representing women? It was man. So that is why you will find that their depictions are biased. Their depictions are focusing on the positive qualities of men and they focus on the negative qualities of women. So when female consciousness will arise, they will tell other women that you need to work for yourself, you possess qualities like man, you possess mind like man, and a mind that can think, a mind that can write. And I was reading that Pope and Hopkins and several other writers, they were of the opinion that only men are allowed to rule, and even writing is a male quality as well, कि औरतें writing नहीं कर सकती. इसलिए आप लिटरेचर के अंदर देखेंगे आपको जो बहुत सारे राइटर्स नजर आएंगी फीमेल, they wrote with male pen names. For example, when George Eliot used the name of George Eliot, she was not George Eliot. In reality, her name was, नाम सुना है आपने जॉर्ज एलियट का? जॉर्ज एलियट, आपने उसके नावल सुने होंगे, मिल ऑन द फ्लॉस, सेलास मैरिनर एंड सेवरल अदर नॉवेल्स. तो उसने लिखने के लिए मेल पेन नेम यूज किया, हालांकि उसका अपना नेम क्या था? मैरी एन एवंस. So what does it mean that why they used male pen names? Why? Because men considered that only men can write, women cannot write. And in this regard, Pope says that a woman who attempts with her pen is like a dog walking on its hind legs. And Hopkins says that male possesses that organ that is symbolic of the pen as well. So man possessed this quality of becoming a writer, so that is why women used male pen names. And if you know Emily Bronte, Charlotte Bronte, they used male pen names in order to publish their novels. आप विक्टोरियन एज में देख लें, रोमांटिक एज में देख लें, आपको बहुत सारी फीमेल राइटर्स नजर आएंगी जिन्होंने मेल पेन नेम्स यूज किए इन ऑर्डर टू गेट देयर वर्क्स पब्लिश्ड. और वजह क्या थी? ये कंसिडर किया जाता था दैट women cannot write something of quality because they don't have the genius, they don't have the mind. So it was the rule of the patriarchy that limited women and designated such qualities with women that considered them negative and inferior. इसी तरह और बहुत सारे राइटर्स आप इन एजेस में देखेंगे कि उन्होंने मेल पेन नेम्स यूज किए. फॉर एग्जांपल, ये जो तीनों बहनें थीं, ब्रॉन्टे सिस्टर, दे यूज द नेम ऑफ एक्टन बेल, एलिस बेल. ये मर्दों के नाम इन्होंने यूज किए थे इन ऑर्डर टू गेट देयर वर्क्स पब्लिश्ड. मैरी एवंस जो है वो जॉर्ज एलियट का मेल पेन नेम यूज करती है. इसी तरह इस हवाले से जो एक और इंपॉर्टेंट ऑथर है दैट गोज अगेंस्ट द पेट्रियार्की, इट इज वर्जीनिया वुल्फ. एंड इन हर short novel or novella, A Room of One's Own, she writes that England is under the rule of patriarchy. And as long as patriarchy exists, women cannot be free. So in feminism, you will find that feminists focus on this concept of patriarchy, and they are of the opinion that as long as patriarchy exists, women cannot be free. So they want to change that.